As the NBA world awaits a conclusion to the Jonathan Kuminga saga, the Golden State Warriors are finding themselves in a pickle. While the organization seemed to be open-minded towards a future that doesn't include the 22-year-old, they're also trying to remain competitive over the course of Stephen Curry's last years in the league. Kuminga, warts and all, offers a level of explosiveness no one else on the team can match, and his talents are significant. The big picture, contractually speaking. While the two sides differ on money, the real calculation for Golden State these days is far more simple. Can they afford to lose a talent like Kuminga? As NBA free agency gets deeper and deeper into the summer, picking up the qualifying offer, worth $7.9 million, surely must become a real consideration for Kuminga and his team. The Warriors extended to Kuminga the qualifying offer in order to retain the right of first refusal, thus keeping him as a restricted free agent and allowing the organization to match any offer sheet he might sign. With no offer sheet in sight, given that the market has dried out, the Warriors are playing hardball with Kuminga, trying to lock him into a contract that benefit their books long-term. Kuminga, however, can accept the one-year tender and become an unrestricted free agent in 2026, where he'd be able to leave the Warriors outright. This means no compensation coming back to Golden State, as accepting the qualifying offer also comes with a no-trade clause. The Warriors are, obviously, aware of this scenario and are hoping their forward accepts a deal that provides long-term security. That said, the risk of potentially losing Kuminga for nothing, even if it's a year from now, is fairly great given that the Warriors aren't exactly loaded with assets to replace his production. The path forward. As such, one solution could be for the Warriors to accept they'll be a little uncomfortable by upping their offer to an area that's closer to what Kuminga is seeking. That way, they'll have him under contract, meaning they can trade him later and likely receive a positive return. That path isn't without its own set of issues, however. With the projections of the 2026 salary cap coming in lower than expected, 7% increase compared to the otherwise expected 10%, some teams might be inclined to look at an expensive Kuminga contract with hesitation. The path forward. As such, one solution could be for the Warriors to accept they'll be a little uncomfortable by upping their offer to an area that's closer to what Kuminga is seeking. That way, they'll have him under contract, meaning they can trade him later and likely receive a positive return. That path isn't without its own set of issues, however. With the projections of the 2026 salary cap coming in lower than expected, 7% increase compared to the otherwise expected 10%, some teams might be inclined to look at an expensive Kuminga contract with hesitation. As such, the Warriors are likely concerned to sign the forward to a deal that will be viewed as an overpay, both for the present and the future, as that would make him difficult to trade. Of course, there's also the chance that Kuminga improves, and significantly so, in the coming years, which could make him a bargain, even if he's to receive what he's asking for, which allegedly is in the range of $25 million per year. As is evident, there is a lot of juggling back and forth and many scenarios in play. But the Warriors must realize that the worst possible outcome is for Kuminga to walk, for nothing, in 11 months. Therefore, it's probably time to strike a deal, even if it makes them slightly uncomfortable. Unless noted otherwise, all stats via NBA.com, PBP stats, cleaning the glass or basketball reference. All salary information via Spotrac. All odds courtesy of FanDuel Sportsbook. The Golden State Warriors' 2025 offseason has been relatively quiet, but reports suggest that both Al Horford and Anthony Melton are set to join the roster. These potential signings could address critical needs for size, shooting, and depth, positioning the Warriors for a deeper playoff run. Currently, resolving Jonathan Kuminga's contract situation and navigating salary cap constraints are top priorities. If both players are eventually signed, the Warriors' versatility will significantly improve. Versatility is a necessity for the Warriors. Horford, a 39-year-old veteran center, brings championship experience from the 2024 Boston Celtics. Last season, he averaged 9.0 points, 6.2 rebounds, and shot 36.3% from beyond the arc, demonstrating his ability as a stretch big. His leadership and playoff experience are invaluable, though concerns about his age regarding athleticism and durability remain. Melton, a 27-year-old guard, briefly played for the Warriors in 2024 before suffering an ACL injury. His career averages of 9 points and 37% shooting from three-point range reflect his ability to stretch the floor while contributing as a two-way player. Melton's versatility and familiarity with the Warriors make him a strong fit, though his recovery is still a question mark. Despite that, the potential rewards with Melton are too great to overlook. During his short time with the team, Golden State had a tremendous start, and while he is not expected to be a primary scoring option, he can replicate certain intangibles that allowed the Warriors to maintain their greatness last season. Strategic adjustments for Golden State. Horford could help fill the void left by Kevin Looney's departure to New Orleans. As more of a stretch center, he complements Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler by spacing the floor, which creates room for Curry's off-ball movement and Butler's drives to the basket. His veteran presence adds stability for a playoff push, addressing front-court depth issues. Melton will serve as a two-way guard, known for his defensive skills. With a career average of 1.4 steals per game and dependable three-point shooting, he enhances perimeter defense and offensive spacing, shaping the Warriors into contenders. Offensively, Horford and Melton will stretch opposing defenses, amplifying the effectiveness of Curry-Butler pick-and-rolls. Defensively, Melton's tenacity and Horford's positional versatility will strengthen the Warriors' perimeter and interior defense. These additions could help the Warriors advance beyond their second-round exit to Minnesota in 2025. Horford's championship experience and winning mentality provide a valuable advantage, while Melton, entering his 8th season, offers long-term potential at a reasonable price. However, risks include Horford's limited minutes due to age and Melton's uncertain recovery. The Warriors may need to make more moves after acquiring both players to address these limitations, but if integrated effectively, they could elevate the team to become contenders in the Western Conference. Quinton Post may have delivered some underwhelming performances in his first playoff campaign, but the Golden State Warriors are left with no doubt that they have a long-term player after what was otherwise an impressive rookie season. The center position has been a source of discussion for years, with that only amplified this offseason given the departure of 10-year veteran Kevin Looney and the growing speculation that the Warriors will eventually sign Al Horford in free agency. The Warriors believe they have a long-term starter in Quinton Post. Horford might be a valuable addition to Golden State, but he's also going to be a short-term solution as the franchise builds around Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Next season is likely to be the last for the 39-year-old, with retirement this offseason still a potential option until the point that he actually signs somewhere. The Warriors clearly have a longer-term vision in mind for Post, with a front office executive from the franchise recently telling Spotrac's Keith Smith that they believe the 25-year-old can be a starting center in the league. We're really happy with Quinton. We think he can be a starting five in the league. He needs to improve on defense, but that will come. The shot, the passing, and the interior scoring are all there. He also fit right in and wasn't afraid to go at it with our long-term guys. That confidence was huge for him, the front office executive said. Post made 14 starts in his 42 regular season games during his rookie year, then added another 2 during the playoffs. If the Horford signing was to fall apart by any means, the 7-footer could be thrust into being the starting 5 by opening night next season. But adding Horford and actually holding Post back from that role could be best in the long term, allowing him to learn off a veteran stretch 5 while not having to place too many expectations on a 52nd overall pick so early into his career. This quote from within the organization proves Golden State have high hopes for Post, and that bringing in Horford will be an addition to him rather than as a straight replacement. The Dutchman can still expect to play more than the 16.3 minutes he averaged in his rookie year and get his fair share of starts as Horford rests during the regular season. The hope is that Post does develop into the starting 5 that the Warriors are envisaging, and that he's ready to take the role permanently in 2026 to 27 when Horford presumably settles into retirement. Having not made a single move since the start of free agency over 3 weeks ago, the Golden State Warriors still have a host of moves to make once the Jonathan Kuminga domino eventually falls. Part of their potential free agency signings could see the reunion of 2 former teammates at the Boston Celtics, with the Warriors having shown interest in veteran duo Al Horford and now Malcolm Brogdon. the Warriors could reunite Al Horford and Malcolm Brogdon. Horford has been the biggest name linked to the Warriors since before free agency even begun. While no confirmed signing has taken place, much to the frustration of Golden State fans, there's been no indication that the 39-year-old will end up anywhere other than the Bay Area. NBA insider Mark Stein reiterated that on Sunday night, with the wide-held belief that the Warriors have handshake agreements in place with Horford and former guard DeAnthony Melton. "We are indeed 3 full weeks into free agency now, but I still expect Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton to wind up in Golden State when their signing commitments are made public and official," Stein wrote. Interest in Brogdon has more so emerged in recent days, perhaps stemming from the fact that Golden State missed out on multi-time All-Stars Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard, who signed with the LA Clippers and Portland Trail Blazers last week. NBA insider Jake Fisher reported late last week that Golden State are one of multiple teams still interested in Brogdon, while Brett Siegel of Clutch Points heard the 32-year-old linked to the franchise during his time on the ground in Las Vegas for Summer League. Horford's time with the Celtics has been memorable, including winning his long-awaited first championship with the franchise last year. Brogdon's time in Boston was much more short-lived, but it also represents one of the best seasons of his career from an individual and team standpoint. After losing to the Warriors in the 2022 NBA Finals, the Celtics traded for Brogdon, who accepted a sixth-man role following years of starting for the Milwaukee Bucks and Indiana Pacers. He immediately thrived, averaging 14.9 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists on an efficient 48.4% shooting from the floor and career-best 44.4% from three-point range. Brogdon subsequently won Sixth Man of the Year as Boston reached a 57-25 record and the second seed in the Eastern Conference, while Horford also coincidentally shot a career-high 44.6% from beyond the arc in the same season. It remains to be seen whether the Warriors will add both Horford and Brogdon, but there will at least be a sense of familiarity if both were to arrive to training camp together in October.